A recent mission to a far-off asteroid is a mission that almost bit the dust and got a surprising helping hand from Queen guitarist Brian May. So now samples from an asteroid on a potential crash course with Earth have been delivered back to Earth, and they're on their way to Texas, where scientists are hoping to use them to unlock some of the secrets of how our planet was formed. Joining us with the latest on this incredible story is CTV science and technology specialist Dan Riskin. Dan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So the spacecraft that delivered these samples over the weekend, launched all the way back in 2016, travels to the asteroid Bennu. How can the samples collected there help to explain the origins of the planet? I loved one of the clips from one of the astronauts who said, or one of the scientists who said, the secrets that are in that capsule waiting for us to unlock.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's a time capsule. So our planet is just as old as that asteroid, but our planet keeps changing because we have oxygen and we have water and we have plate tectonics, we have people. And so when we take our sample of a rock here, it's never quite as old as the whole solar system, but that rock has just been sitting there doing nothing for the whole time. And so when you get a sample from that asteroid, you get to see what the building blocks were when we all got started. So if you find amino acids on Earth, well, that's not that surprising. There's life on Earth, it makes amino acids. But if you find an amino acid on an asteroid, well, that's weird because that means those amino acids were there from the beginning. And it starts to give us an idea of what the deck of cards was that all of this got started with before we started building and having evolution happen here on Earth.
Let's talk about that rock. Bennu is expected to make a close path with Earth in the year 2182, potentially colliding with our planet. So how could this mission also help us understand how to stop that from happening?
Yeah, part of the purpose of going to an asteroid and visiting it and seeing what it's made out of and just getting a sense of it is to protect our planet. So we, of course, a year ago had the double asteroid redirect test where NASA smashed into an asteroid to redirect it and change its movement. But this Bennu is probably not really a threat. The odds of it hitting the Earth in that year are about 1 in 3,000, roughly. And so there's a good chance it's nothing to worry about. But if it is something to worry about, we would like to know more. And one of the big findings from this mission is that they got there expecting to find a solid rock that would, looks like a rock. But what they found was a loose conglomeration of tiny rocks and big rocks, and all of it sort of held together with this really loose gravity. And it's something you can't push in a direction and expect all of it to move. It would just sort of absorb you like a cloud. And so it changes the way you think about how to redirect it, and it really gives us more information about what the threats would look like.
Okay, so Bennu is a rock star in the science world. Let's talk about a real-life rock star. How did Queen's guitarist Brian May become involved in this mission? Random.
Yeah, it feels super random, but this guy still has the great hair, although it's turned a different color. But he not only is the guy that busts out the guitar solo for all those Queen songs, but when he finished with Queen, he went and got his PhD in astrophysics, and his specialty is three-dimensional viewing of other bodies in the universe. And so what he does is he gets a camera view from one angle, a camera view from another angle, and he makes it into a stereoscopic image. So it's like you're looking at it in 3D, but if your eyes were 10,000 kilometers apart. And so with those three-dimensional images, you can see things in a way you didn't otherwise. And with this mission, when they got there, the asteroid was way bumpier than they expected, and they didn't know where they were going to touch down. They had a really hard time picking a spot. And Brian May provided his technology. He provided some glasses and those stereoscopic views so that the people on the mission could actually choose a spot to take the sample. And so Brian May really did help them bite the dust when they got that sample of the asteroid. And so if you want to pay homage to the greatness of science, you can listen to Queen. It's as simple as that.
I love how your face lit up when you made that joke that I'm pretty sure you've been thinking about all weekend. I just want to ask you really quickly, what happens to the samples? They're headed to Texas today.
They're headed to Texas, but they're going to be distributed. And what's great about this is they think there's about 250 grams in there. We should be seeing the exact number soon. But Canada gets 4% of them, which is just awesome. That means that some of those rocks that are from that asteroid come back to Canada. And that might not sound like very much, 4%, but 4% of this huge sample, if it really is about 250 grams, will mean Canada has more of an asteroid sample in its country than any country has ever had before. All the missions in the past have been done by Japan to asteroids, and the most any of them ever got was 5 grams. And we estimate Canada's probably going to have about 10 grams of asteroid dust and rocks to look at. And so those will be right here in Canada for Canadian scientists, Canadian students, and it's a payback because we built one of the instruments that's on that on the mission that helped it do what it did.
Dan, always good to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.